everyone, welcome back to my channel. If you are new here, my name is Nikki with montanacrochetcreations.com. In today's video, we're going to be making this really cute crochet turkey coaster. I was looking for a really fun project to put on my Thanksgiving table, and I thought this would be really cute to set our water glasses on. If you want it to be a little more absorbent, you will want to put or make this out of cotton yarn. I did not. I made mine out of just your number 4 worsted weight yarn, and you'll need a few colors for that. So I'm using a cream color for the body of the turkey. You'll also need just a small amount of orange, a small amount of gold, a little bit of teal, some dark brown, and some red, along with white, and then some scrap yarn in black. This coaster is super easy to make. It works up extremely quickly, and I think it will look really cute on the Thanksgiving table. So you're also going to need a 5mm crochet hook. We're going to need a yarn needle for weaving in our yarn tails at the very end and attaching the eyes, the beak, and the waddle. And we're going to need a pair of craft scissors for clipping our yarn whenever we change between colors. So go ahead and grab all of your supplies, and I will meet you back here in a few minutes and we'll get started on this crochet turkey coaster. Right, so the first thing that we're going to do is we're going to start with our cream yarn, and we're going to create a magic circle for round 1. So how I like to create my magic circle is I take my yarn and I hold it into the palm of my hand with my thumb, and I wrap it around the back of my index and middle finger, and I cross over the front. So I've got like this crisscross right here, and then I hold it with my ring and my pinky, and I take my yarn or my needle and I go underneath that very first loop, and I grab my working yarn, then I twist. So now you can see that there's kind of a twist right there. Then I'll grab my working yarn again and just pull through that loop. Now we've created our magic circle here. And so what we're going to do next is we're going to crochet inside this magic circle. So we are going to place 10 single crochet in here. So insert our hook into that loop, grab our yarn, and then we're going to yarn over and pull through. So that is our first single crochet. So let's do that 9 more times. And 10. Okay, so now we've got our 10 single crochet. So we're going to pull this tail tight, and we're just going to close up this magic circle here, and we're going to come over to that very first single crochet, the top of that, and we are going to slip stitch. There we go. Now we're going to start working on round 2. All right, so for round 2, we're going to chain 1, and we're going to place 2 single crochet in that chain 1 space. So if you kind of pull this out of the way, you'll see the space right here. We're going to insert our hook into that, and we're going to place 2 single crochet. This chain 1 at the beginning here does not count as a stitch. So we've got 2 single crochet, and now we're going to place 2 single crochet in every single stitch all the way around until we come back to the beginning here of round 2. Once you come back to the beginning, you're going to slip stitch to the top of that first single crochet here, and we're going to chain 1. So go ahead and place 2 single crochet in each stitch all the way around, and I will see you when you are done with round 2. All right, for round 2, we are going to place 2 single crochet in this chain 1 space here. So go ahead and place your 2 single crochet, and then we're going to single crochet in the very next stitch, just 1. Now we're going to place 2 single crochet in the next stitch, and then 1 single crochet in the next stitch. And that's going to be our repeat pattern for this round as we continue to increase this and make our crochet turkey coaster bigger. So go ahead and place 2 single crochet in this very next stitch here, and 1 single crochet in this next stitch. So go ahead and complete that. When you get back all the way around to the beginning of round 3, we're going to slip stitch to the top of this first single crochet, and we're going to chain 1. So I will see you back here in a few minutes when you are done with round. All right, for round 4, we are going to place 1 single crochet in this chain 1 space, and we're going to place 1 single crochet in every stitch all the way around. We're going to do the same thing when we come back to the beginning of round 4 here. We're going to slip stitch to the top of that first single crochet right here, and we are going to chain 1. So continue placing your 1 single crochet in every stitch all the way around, and I will see you when we are done with round 4. All right, so we're starting round 5 here. And what we're going to do is we're going to place 2 single crochet in this chain 1 space here. So there's 1 and 2, and then we're going to single crochet in the next 2 stitches. And that's going to be our repeat pattern for round 5. So 2 single crochet in the next stitch here, and 1 single crochet in the next 2 stitches. At the end of round 5, we're going to slip stitch to the top of that very first single crochet, and we're going to chain 1. And this is going to continue increasing that crochet turkey coaster. So go ahead and finish round 5, and I'll meet you back here in just a few minutes. All right, so now we're going to work on round 6. So we're going to place 1 single crochet in each stitch all the way around for round 6. At the end of round 6, we're not going to fasten off. We are going to change to our orange yarn. So just place your single crochet in every stitch around, and then I'll meet you back here at the beginning when you slip stitch to your first single crochet, and then I will show you how we're going to change that yarn. So we're at the very end of round 6 here. So what I've done is I've taken my crochet hook and I've started my slip stitch, but I did not finish it. What I'm going to do next is I'm going to grab my orange yarn here, and I'm just going to pull that through. That's going to start our first group of turkey feathers. Okay, so we are going to chain 1, and then we're going to place 8 double crochet in this chain 1 space here. So to do your double crochet, you're going to yarn over and insert it into that chain 1 space. We're going to pull up our loop. We've got our 3 loops on our hook here. So we're going to yarn over and pull through 2 loops, and we're going to yarn over and pull through 2 loops again. So we want a total of 8 of these. So there's 1. And this is 8 right here. So what we're going to do next is we're going to skip this next stitch here, and we are going to slip stitch to the second stitch away from that grouping. And now what we'll do next is we are going to clip our orange yarn, and we're going to change to our gold yarn. So we have our gold yarn, and we're going to pull through those 2 loops right there. And then we are going to chain 1. Again, that doesn't count as a stitch. So now what we're going to do is we're going into that same space where we just chained 1 and attached our gold yarn, and we're placing 8 double crochet here. And this is 8. So we're going to skip this next stitch right here, and we're slip stitching into this following stitch, and we're going to repeat the same thing. So we're going to clip our gold yarn here, and now we're going to grab our teal yarn. We're going to pull our teal yarn through those 2 loops, and we are chaining 1. Now we are going to place 8 double crochet in that space where we just attached our teal yarn. Okay, this is 8. Let's repeat that process. So skipping this stitch here and slip stitching into the next stitch, clipping our yarn here, and then we are going to grab our brown yarn. So we're just going to take our brown yarn and pull it through these 2 loops here. Pull that all tight. And we are going to chain 1, and now we're placing 8 double crochet in that chain 1 space. Grab some more yarn, and this is 8 right here. So we're skipping this stitch here and single crocheting into this next stitch. And then we are going to clip our brown yarn, and we're going to grab our red. We're going to pull our red yarn through those 2 loops, chain 1, and place 8 double crochet in that chain 1 space where we just attached our red yarn. And at the end of this, with your 8 double crochet, we are going to skip a stitch and then slip stitch into the next stitch and fasten off our red yarn because we are done with our turkey feathers. Okay, and this is 8. So we're skipping this stitch and slip stitching to this stitch right here. Oops. And we are going to fasten off. So go ahead and clip your red yarn and pull that through. So now we've got the top portion of our coaster done with our turkey feathers and everything right here, and it's already starting to show up really cute. And it actually, the way that they line up, it looks like the feathers are layered one on top of each other. So I think this is going to be a really cute crochet turkey coaster for the Thanksgiving table. So let's grab our white yarn and let's get started on the eye. So the next thing we're going to work on is we're going to work on creating these 2 little eyes right here. And they're super, super simple to make. And we're going to make 2 of them. So grab your white yarn here, and I know it's going to be really hard to see because I'm working on a white background, but I feel like the eyes need to be white for the turkey. So we're creating our magic circle again here, and we are just going to place 6 single crochet inside this magic circle. And that's 6. So we're just going to pull our tail tight, coming over, slip stitching to the top of that first single crochet, and we are going to fasten off. And you'll want to leave a tail long enough so that way you can attach your eye to your turkey. So let's go ahead and make 1 more of these, and I'll meet you back when you're done with both of your eyes, and we'll get started on the beak. Okay, so I'm done with my eyes, and I've grabbed my orange yarn, and we're going to start with our beak. So what we're going to do is we're going to start with a slip stitch here, and we are just going to chain 5. So there's 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. The next thing we're going to do is we're going to place 1 single crochet in the second or the first chain from the hook. So there's right there, and we're going to single crochet in each chain to the very end. This is just starting out the base of our beak here. It's our last stitch, and we're going to chain 1 here. So now what we're going to do is we're going to single crochet these first 2 stitches right here together. So what we're going to do is we're going to insert our hook into this first group of stitches here, and we're going to draw up a loop. We've got these 2 loops on our hook. Normally we would yarn over and pull through both of those loops, but we are not going to do that. We're going to go directly into this very next stitch right here, and we're going to pull up our yarn. So now we've got our 3 loops. We're going to yarn over and pull through all 3 of those loops. And what we've done is we have just crocheted those 2 stitches together. So now we're going to repeat the process for these last 2 stitches here. So we're going to insert our hook and draw up a loop. Then we're going to go into the very next stitch directly, and we're going to draw up our loop, and then we're going to yarn over and pull through all 3 loops on our hook. We're going to chain 1, and now you can see what we've got here. We only have 2 stitches left. So we are going to single crochet both of those stitches together to create the point of our beak. So inserting our hook into that first stitch and drawing up our loop, and then we're going directly into that second stitch here and drawing up our loop. Now we're going to yarn over and pull through all 3 loops. Now we can fasten off, and again leave a pretty good sized tail so that way you can attach your turkey beak to your crochet turkey coasters. And then now you can see it actually looks like a little beak here. So the next thing we're going to do is we're going to grab our red yarn, and we're going to work on the waddle. All right, so we have our red yarn and we're going to make our waddle. So we're going to start with our slip stitch here, and we are going to chain 6. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. And we are going to go into this first stitch from our hook, the first chain, and we're going to place 3 single crochet. So there's 1, 2, and 3. And we're going to place 3 single crochet in every single chain until we get to the very end. When we get to the end, we're going to fasten off and leave ourselves a long tail, and that will be the end of our waddle. And you'll see at the very end of this how it kind of starts to curl around a little bit, kind of like what a turkey waddle looks like. Coming up on the last 2 stitches here, 2 and 3. And then our very last stitch right here, we're going to place our 3 single crochet in that stitch. So there's 1, 2, and 3. And we're just going to fasten off, leave ourselves a tail so we can attach our waddle to our turkey. And that's it. And you can see it kind of curls around a little bit, and that's what creates the waddle for the turkey. All right, so I'm done with all of my pieces, and this is the next thing that I like to do. I like to go in and take all of my yarn tails here and weave those in. And then also on the back of my eye here, I like to take that tail from when we created that magic circle and weave that in as well. And then once we get all of those done, I will meet you back. We'll start attaching everything to the turkey coaster, and we'll just go from there. So this is what I like to do for the eyes, and you can do it differently. You can attach the eyes and then do the pupil if you want to, but I like to go ahead and do the pupil first and then just kind of knot it off here on the back and then just clip that yarn. So now what we're going to do is we're going to find our placement for our first eye. And I just kind of like to go around like the top little portion of where we started our magic circle here. And I'm just going to attach my eye, and I've got my needle threaded with my white yarn, and I just kind of go around and just weave from the front to the back here of my turkey coaster, and I'm just going to do that all the way around. So then that way my turkey eye is completely attached. So let's do one more time. Then I like to kind of poke through here and flip around to the back. Now I can take and weave my yarn tail through a couple of these places here. And I like to go back and forth 3 times just so that way it's nice and secure in place and it's not going to come undone in the washing machine. Because obviously if these are going to be used on your table, they might get a little dirty. So you're going to want to wash them. So I'm going to clip this yarn right here. And it doesn't really matter what the back of the coaster looks like anyway. We'll flip that over. And then I'm going to grab my next little eye here, and I'm going to do the same thing. And I'm going to attach it right to, up next to the second eye. So we got our second eye, and we're going to do the same thing. And we're just going to go all the way around here. And I know that's kind of hard to see. And then we're just going to manipulate that eye to where it's nice and flat and is right up against the first eye that we attached, just to make sure that there's no gaps there, unless you want a gap. If you want a gap in it, then that's totally fine too. You place these eyes on your turkey coaster however you wish. So we're going to go through here and weave in our yarn tails here on the back and clip that yarn. Now we've got our two little eyes. Now we're going to take our beak here, and this is where it really starts to come to life. And we're going to take our beak and we're going to attach it to our turkey coaster. So let me get this yarn threaded on with this yarn needle here. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to attach it in the exact same fashion that I did with the white yarn. But I like to hold the beak all the way up in the middle of the two eyes and kind of manipulate that beak a little bit and make sure that there's no gaps there between. So go ahead and attach your beak, and I'll meet you back when the beak is attached, and then we will get started on the waddle. Right, so now we're going to attach our waddle. And what I like to do is I just kind of find a spot here. You know how it kind of hangs over the top of a beak if you've ever seen a turkey up close. And that's where I'm going to attach my waddle. So what I'm going to do with that is I'm just going to go from front to back, because it's not going to get attached all the way around the waddle. It's only getting attached up here in this top portion. So I'm just going to go through here a couple of times just to make sure it's nice and secure. And so now it's attached to the turkey, and I'll flip over and we're going to weave in our yarn tails, and then you can clip your yarn, and then that is it. So go ahead and finish weaving in your yarn tails, and I'll meet you back here in just a second. That's it. So we just made this really adorable turkey coaster. I think it's gonna look really cute on the Thanksgiving table. Like I said, this is really good for either a coffee glass or something flat, or a water glass. I don't think it would be very good for a wine glass, just because it does have these raised pieces here. But it is just going to add that really cute little decorative element to it. So I hope that you guys enjoyed this video. Make sure that you guys like, comment, share, and subscribe. Don't forget to thumbs this up and ring that notification bell, as I try to post weekly videos right here on my channel. And also don't forget, make sure you guys click my face in the middle of the screen here, and that's going to subscribe you to my channel. So I will see you guys in my next video.